Hey Pathfinders, Brian Hudson here, and today we're mastering the art of trail photography. If you hike for fitness, photography can become your favorite cool-down and mindfulness drill, sharpening your attention to terrain, light, and breath. This episode is about creating standout images without slowing your pace or overloading your pack. We'll build a simple plan, pick lightweight gear, and use trail-smart techniques that respect leave no trace. You'll learn how to shoot landscapes and wildlife, manage power and storage, read light, compose with intention, and edit on your phone back at camp. Think of your camera as a tool that helps you notice more, move smoothly, and tell the story of your hike. Whether you carry a phone, a compact, or a mirrorless rig, you'll finish with a field-ready workflow and one fast, actionable habit you can use on your very next outing. Let's lace up and get started. Before you take a single photo, decide what story this hike will tell. A tiny shot list keeps you intentional and fast. I like 5 beats: opener, trail, summit, camp, and wildlife. The opener sets context: trailhead sign, map, or first view. Trail shows movement: feet, switchbacks, bridges, or an over-the-shoulder perspective. Summit is your payoff, even if it's just a lookout or lunch rock. Camp documents routine: stove steam, tent glow, or boots by a creek. Wildlife is a bonus: birds, deer, or pollinators. Keep the list on your phone notes. As you move, check boxes, then put the camera away. You'll avoid spray and pray, save batteries, and come home with a cohesive narrative. Add personal themes too: solitude, recovery, training for a trek, hiking with kids, or seasonal change. When your legs fatigue, a simple story keeps your brain engaged, your pace steady, and your images connected. It's your compass for creativity. Let's talk gear without turning your pack into a camera store. Smartphones are shockingly capable: modern sensors, computational HDR, and excellent stabilization. If you're on a budget or counting ounces, a phone plus a small clip-on polarizer is plenty. Compacts with 1-inch sensors give cleaner files and a real zoom. They're great for travelers. Mirrorless bodies shine when you want fast autofocus, low light performance, and interchangeable lenses. Keep it simple: a wide lens around 16-24mm for landscapes and tight spaces, and a telephoto around 70-200mm for wildlife and distant peaks. On phones, use the native 2x5x lens rather than digital zoom. Must-carry accessories: circular polarizer, microfiber cloth, lens wipes, 2 extra batteries or a slim power bank, a weather pouch or dry bag, and a tiny blower. That combo covers glare, grime, power, and rain. Think in systems: small, reliable, easy to access, and durable enough for rough trails. Everywhere. Great photos happen when your camera is ready before the moment arrives. Stashing gear inside your pack costs shots. Instead, use a chest pouch or a shoulder strap camera clip so the camera rides where your hands already are. For phones, keep it in a zip pocket on your hip belt with a lanyard for security. Practice the draw like you practice taking a sip of water. Smooth, repeatable, eyes up. Keep lens caps off and hoods on. Preset your camera while you're hiking: aperture priority for landscapes, shutter priority for wildlife, and confirm exposure with a quick glance. In dusty or wet conditions, keep a small weather pouch open like a holster. Access is also about comfort. Balanced weight reduces fatigue and helps you step confidently on technical terrain. When your camera is secure and ready, you'll shoot more, stop less, and maintain that steady hiking rhythm that builds endurance and mental flow. Stable shots look sharp and professional, and you don't need to carry a studio. A lightweight travel tripod is fantastic for sunrise, night skies, and long exposures of water. If that feels too heavy, turn a trekking pole into a monopod. Plant it, brace your forearm, and tuck your elbows. Use a 3-10-second self-timer or a remote to eliminate finger shake. For phones, prop the device against a rock or use a tiny clamp with a ball head. Practice a standing brace: feet shoulder width, inhale, exhale halfway, and press the shutter at the pause. In wind, lower the tripod, hang a bag from the hook, and shield it with your body. Image stabilization helps. but technique matters more. When in doubt, increase shutter speed or shoot a short burst. One frame is usually tack sharp. Stabilization keeps your pack light, your shots crisp, and your hike flowing, even at dusk. Power management is fitness management. Dead batteries stall your pace. Start with a full charge, then enable airplane mode and lower screen brightness. Turn off Bluetooth and Wi-Fi unless transferring. Set auto ISO with reasonable limits so the camera doesn't push noise all day. Only shoot RAW plus JPEG when you truly need both. Otherwise, pick one to save space and processing time. Bring 2 spare batteries for cameras, or a compact 10,000 mAh bank for phones. Keep power in an inner pocket so cells stay warm and efficient. Each evening, back up to your phone, the cloud if you have service, or a tiny SSD with an OTG cable. Format cards only after confirming the backup. Organize with folders per day and short file names. Delete obvious misfires in the moment, but save real culling for camp. Smart power and storage habits mean more miles, fewer interruptions, and zero panic. Even on through hikes, light is your paintbrush. Golden hour, the hour after sunrise and before sunset, gives warm tones, long shadows, and forgiving contrast. Blue hour, just before dawn and after dusk, adds rich color and calm mood. Overcast skies are your friend in forests and near waterfalls, smoothing highlights and deepening greens. Midday, seek shade, shoot backlit subjects to rim edges with light, and use a polarizer to cut glare on leaves, rock, and water. Plan with SunPath and weather apps so you know where light will land on a ridge or valley. When clouds break, be ready for dramatic shafts of light. If you're chasing wildlife, early and late are active windows with softer light and calmer winds. Remember safety. Don't push timing so far that you rush descents in the dark. Build light into your route plan like you do water, calories, and layers, and your images will sing. Planning protects pace and safety. Composition is the difference between a snapshot and a keeper. Start with the rule of thirds. Place horizons or key subjects along grid lines for balance. Use leading lines, trails, rivers, fallen logs, to draw the eye into the frame. Anchor the foreground with a rock, flower, or trekking pole to add depth. Add a person for scale. Bright jackets help. Explore low and high angles. Crouch to exaggerate textures, or climb a small knoll for a layered view. Keep edges clean. Avoid stray branches or half-cut hikers. Use negative space to create calm and highlight your subject. Don't forget verticals for phones and magazines, and use panoramas for big vistas when you can't go wider. Move your feet. Small shifts fix clutter and reveal symmetry. If it's not adding to the story, simplify. Composition becomes a habit, like pace control. You'll feel it click when the frame balances. That's your visual breathing, rhythm. Now, let's simplify settings. For landscapes, start at f8 to f11 base ISO and use aperture priority. Focus about 1/3 into the scene or use hyperfocal distance if your camera displays it. For wildlife, switch to shutter priority at 1000s or faster, auto ISO, continuous autofocus, and burst mode. Track the eye when possible. If light is low, go to 1500s and let ISO rise. Sharp and grainy beats blurry. Exposure compensation is your friend. Dial minus for bright snow or sand, plus for backlit subjects. On phones, enable the grid, tap to focus, press and slide to adjust exposure, and lock focus at exposure when recomposing. Don't chase perfection. Get the safe shot first, then the creative one. Review histograms occasionally to catch clipping, and keep an eye on shutter speed while you hike. Settings should support movement, not interrupt it. Create custom presets for landscape, wildlife, and night to switch instantly, when needed. Once you've nailed the basics, it's time to play. For silky water, use a neutral density filter or your phone's long exposure Dodge live photo effect. Brace the camera and keep people still. In high contrast scenes, try HDR or exposure bracketing and blend later for balanced highlights and shadows. Look for reflections in puddles, tarns, and wet rock. Crouch low to double your subject. Try a simple macro with your phone by moving close to leaves, bark, or wildflowers. Focus on a single detail and let the background blur. Use silhouettes at sunset. Expose for the sky and let hikers become shapes. Switch white balance to cloudy for warmer tones, or daylight for truer color. Pan with moving wildlife at slower shutter speeds to create motion streaks. Creativity isn't extra weight, just attention and timing. Keep safety first, story second, and technique third, and you'll build a style that feels authentically you. Practice on mellow terrain between breaths. Remember, photography never outranks safety or leave no trace. Stay on trail and durable surfaces, even if that perfect angle tempts you onto fragile cryptobiotic soil, meadows, or slick rock. Don't approach, call to, or bait wildlife. Use your telephoto and give animals room to live their lives. Respect seasonal closures, nesting areas, and signs. Skip geotagging sensitive locations. Share the story, not the coordinates, especially for rare flowers, canyons, or archaeological sites. Check permits, fire restrictions, and drone rules before you go. Many wilderness areas prohibit drones to protect wildlife and solitude. Keep group awareness high. Communicate stops, and never back into exposure while looking through the viewfinder. Pack out lens wipes and batteries. If your shot would damage habitat or endanger someone, it's not worth taking. Ethical choices protect access, preserve ecosystems, and help our community be welcomed on every trail. Leadership starts with restraint and respectful storytelling. How do you get great shots without losing hiking flow? Timebox photo stops. 90 seconds at viewpoints, 30 seconds on the trail. If a moment deserves more, mark a photo zone on your map and build it into your schedule. Keep navigation awareness high. Finish the shot, then recheck the route. Manage pack weight. Prioritize water, layers, and first aid over extras. Choose one lens plus a phone, not the whole closet. Layer up before a long stop to avoid getting chilled. Use intervals. Shoot during recovery after a steep climb while heart rate drops. On group trips, rotate a designated photo lead so others keep moving. Decide your non-negotiables. Summit by noon. Camp before dusk. When you protect pace, you protect morale, safety, and fitness. Your best portfolio will come from consistent happy hiking, not heroic stops. Photography supports the journey. It shouldn't dominate it. Leave room for serendipity and rest. Remember that weather is always part of the story, so protect your equipment. Use rain covers or dry bags for your camera and pack. Stash a quick dry cloth where you can grab it without digging around. Add a few silica gel packets to your pouch to absorb moisture. During storms, shoot from a shelter, tree drip line, rock overhang, or your rain jacket hood pulled forward. For winter or alpine starts, manage condensation. Before moving from cold to warm, seal your camera in a bag so moisture condenses on the bag, not the gear. Let it warm slowly. To clean a wet lens, first blow or shake off droplets, then blot with a microfiber in straight lines from center outward. Don't scrub grit. Use touch-capacitive gloves for phone shooting. If your lens fogs internally, stop shooting and protect it. Weatherproofing keeps you shooting safely and prevents those heartbreaking, trip-ending failures. You will always want to plan backups and dry out time. When you get back to camp or home, keep the editing simple and fast. First, cull ruthlessly. Delete duplicates, blinks, and near misses. Pick one hero per scene. Start with white balance to set mood, then adjust exposure, contrast, and a touch of dehaze for haze or mist. Pull highlights down and lift shadows gently. Don't crush blacks. Add a subtle S-curve for punch. Use local tools sparingly. A radial mask to brighten a face, a linear gradient to darken a sky, or a brush to add clarity on rock texture. Crop for the platform, vertical for stories, horizontal for prints, while preserving your composition. Keep colors natural. If the greens glow neon, roll back saturation. Straighten horizons and clean edges. Export medium resolution copies for sharing and save full res for printing. Finally, write captions that tell the trip's story. Where, when, how it felt, and what you learned. Editing should amplify truth, not replace craft. Ever. All right, to finish up today's discussion, here's your one actionable tip for the day. Try the 60-second WMD sequence, wide, medium, detail. At each scenic stop, set a timer. Shoot a wide for context, a medium for your main subject, and a detail for texture or story. A boot print, alpine flower, or trail cairn. 60 seconds, then stow the camera and hike on. You'll tell a complete story without dragging your pace. Folks, that's our show for this week. We covered building a simple shot list, choosing lightweight gear, fast access, stabilization, power and storage, reading light, composition, exposure and focus, creative techniques, weatherproofing, leave no trace, and the art of balancing photography with hiking fitness. Pathfinders is here to make your time outside stronger, safer, and meaningful, with tools you can use immediately. If today helped, follow the show, share it with a hiking buddy, and tag your next story. I'm Brian Hudson. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you out there.